Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of J. Cruzy Films. I'm your host, Jonah Cruzy, and if you noticed, videos haven't been coming out recently. I'm terribly sorry, but stuff has happened where it's been kind of hard. There was a play going on that I was stage managing, and something else has happened. And that something else is what I'm here to talk about. But before we talk about the thing that's been bothering me, we might as well have a little bit of a backstory. Now, back when I was younger, I was part of a choir called Iowa Youth Chorus, or IYC. It was an out-of-school choir, it wasn't part of school, so that's where I went to like singing and everything. And it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I got to sing very many different songs, I got to hang out with new friends, and it was just an amazing fun time. The final choir that I joined in with in 8th grade was the high school choir, and sometimes an 8th grader if their voice got too low, like mine. Excuse me. And it was really fun. I got to see really new friends that I've always just enjoyed hanging out with, and it was one of the best times in my life. Until junior year. That was when most of my friends in the choir either graduated, had to quit, or something happened where they couldn't just be in it anymore. After that, I basically didn't have any friends in it. I was just alone. The people that were in it didn't really connect with me, and I was mostly just sitting around playing on my phone waiting for it to be over and just wanting the day to be over. And it sucked. It really did, because you don't want to be in a place that you've spent a lot of your life and then just be alone for the last few years. It sucked. Sure, the tours that we've been on were fun and I got to hang out with a lot of people, but during like the actual practices and everything, I just didn't have any fun. But once I quit choir, and by quit I mean graduated from choir, because I had to graduate and everything, I came to Wartburg. They had choirs here, and I looked into them. The one that I joined, finally, was called Cantorai. It's a mixed choir, lesser toured, and it's mostly just a really small choir that a lot of people just do as a hobby or whatever. And I enjoyed it. It felt like I was part of a family again, and it was really awesome. Until February. That is when I discovered that people have been saying things behind my back. Now, a lot of you may think, oh, that's not that bad. People say a whole bunch of things behind my back. Well, behind each other's back, actually, not just my back. That would be weird. But, yes, a lot of people do. But here's the thing. When people insult me, I honestly prefer it to be said to me, because then I can be like, okay, you have an opinion, but you're wrong. Because even though you say that I'm annoying, which was one of the insults that people have said to me, I believe that other people think I'm not annoying. And even if so, I'm perfectly fine with being annoying. Because then I can be like, yeah, you may think that, but that's just your opinion, and I don't honestly care. In fact, one of the insults I actually heard was called the whale's little bitch. And that's hilarious to me because it's just like, I'm not even mad at that insult because it's actually clever. Anyway, sure, the insults being said behind my back was one thing, but what was even more insulting was that the people who said these insults were people that I thought were my friends, people that I thought I could trust and everything. After that, I fell into a depressive state. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to go to choir. I didn't want to do schoolwork. I just mostly just wanted to lie down and just do nothing. And it sucked. It honestly sucked. But while that was happening, people were helping me. People were helping me make sure I was okay all the time. People was making sure I wasn't like always sad and depressive. They knew to leave me alone when I wanted to and to always be there for me when I needed it. And I made a devo about this, a devotion mostly, well, as it's called, where you do like a morale-like thing where you like try to lift up the spirits of the choir, or you can tell about something that's been keeping you down and how something has been helping you keep back up. And that's what I did. I said a devotion, thanks some people that helped me in the time. Some of them might be watching this right now. In that case, thank you very much. And people who are not in the choir, which was mostly what the devotion was about, There's been people outside of the choir who have been insulting me, and people who have been helping me. And I thank them too. Because those people who've been helping me have been doing a really great job. They made sure I've been okay again, and I really thank them and everything. But to the people who've been insulting me, I understand I am annoying. I understand I'm an idiot. But that's just your opinion. It is no way okay for anybody to be brought down upon just because you don't like them. If you don't like them, well, honestly, in my opinion, in my own personal way, if you don't like me, tell me. Because that can either go two ways. One, I can either be like, oh, okay, fine, and then I'll just probably just leave you alone. Or the other way where if I know you don't like me, then I'll probably try to at least still be your friend. But only if I know I can be your friend. Because I've had people here where when I first saw them, I was just like, I don't really like them. But after a while of like getting to know them, they're awesome. They're a friend of mine now. And I always believe everybody can be friends. And to just hear that people just insult others just because, oh, they're weird, oh, they are acting funny, is very offensive. And I know who these people are. The person who told me, who insulted me, also told me the names of the people. And knowing the names, it makes me put a little bit of less trust into them. But even then, I know that they have their opinion. And if you have been having problems like this, anybody out there watching, if you've had problems where people have been saying things behind your back, just remember, they just don't like you because you're different. Because they apparently don't like the way you are. Well, guess what? You're different because you're awesome. You're different because you hold something unique. If you are considered to be annoying because you're always like being huggy or whatever like I am, that's because you're trying to be friendly, because you're trying to be welcome, because you're trying to make friends, because you're trying to be positive about everything. If you're considered to be weird because you have some sort of speech impediment or something physical has happened to you, well, that's just a struggle, a crutch that you threw away. And even though you feel like that is something that puts you down, just be like, hey, this thing may be offensive or it may be weird to you, but for me, I know that I have this. But I've been able to get through it for my entire life. And if you have a problem with it, you can get over it too, because guess what? It's life. If it's something that bothers you, get over it. That's to the people, not to the people who have the problem and whatever. And the one thing that people have been doing mostly is criticizing people with Asperger's or autism or whatever because they're weird. Well, you know what we think? People with Asperger's, you're weird. You don't act the way we do. You like this thing. We don't like that. Should we be doing that? No. A lot of the people that I've known who have Asperger's just keep quiet. They don't do that. And if you honestly think it's okay to beat down on people just because they're different, now you're the weird one. You're the one that should be ashamed of yourself. You're the one that everybody should be insulting. But guess what? We're not insulting people because we know better. And as for the people who have been insulting me, well, I know who you are. I have ears all around campus. Think next time before you insult me or any of my friends. Anyway, before I get too dark and weird, I'm Jonah Cruzy. This has been another episode of Jay Cruzy's Films. We're going to have a rant video about other things. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.